The government is set to write the United States government for further time to sign the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act. This after a meeting between government ministers and opposition members saw a resolution which would not allow for the act to be signed by September 30 deadline. The hold-up turned out to be an opposition's adamant position that the bill should be put before a joint select committee and the government's subsequent view that a JSC process could not be properly undertaken before the deadline. Peter Christopher reports.
As promised, the opposition met with the government to hold talks on Monday to collaborate on the Foreign Account Tax Compliance Act. But after just over 30 minutes of discussion, the opposition team emerged in the lobby of Tower D. They explained that while they were willing to discuss the legislation, which is crucial for the nation's financial institutions to be seen as internationally compliant, they would prefer if it were discussed in a joint select committee.
We indicated to them that we wanted to do that through a joint select committee process, and that if that required us to work over the coming weekend or at nights, we would work with them to make sure that we could pass the bill in Parliament before the 30th of September.
The opposition wanted the JSC to be established immediately and had hoped that they would hold talks over the weekend if possible. The Minister of Finance said, however, rushing the JSC process would not be wise.
We have signed the agreement with the United States. We have initiated the parliamentary process by laying the bill. We are meeting with the opposition. The opposition has told us that they're supportive, but they want a joint select committee, so that we have decided to facilitate the opposition with a proper joint select committee, not a rush job.
Minister Imbert said he was confident that the government had shown enough interest in taking action in the bill to convince the U.S. government to extend the deadline to after the reading of the budget.
And we're reasonably confident that once we provide this information to the U.S. authorities, that we should be able to get a small extension of time to allow the Joint Select Committee process to be completed properly.
Trinidad and Tobago faces sanctions should we fail to be compliant with FATCA. Failure to pass the legislation would see TNT being unable to trade internationally. There will also be a 30% withholding tax on US dollar transactions in the banking system. Following the meeting, U.S. Ambassador John Estrada paid a goodwill visit to Parliament, meeting with the Speaker of the House, Bridget Anisette George, and Senate President Christine Kangaloo. The government is hopeful more goodwill from the U.S. will come their way. Peter Christopher, C News.